Hey everyone, this is Jason Holland from Travel Simplicity. I'm the owner and travel butler. I have the privilege of introducing you again to Bianca, one of my local travel butlers in San Diego. And we're going to do Taco Tuesday with Bianca. We actually have, she's going to give us a little bit of a tour of the area. And I'm so thrilled that we can talk again. So, Bianca, hello.
Hi, Jason. Thanks again for having me on. Today is a very special Taco Tuesday because it's also Cinco de Mayo. And I saw a meme today that said, imagine a world where Cinco de Mayo lands on Taco Tuesday and it's canceled because of a virus that's named after a Mexican beer.
I want to
So
know if we're the I want to know if we're the only people in the world doing this at this moment. We might be.
I think so. A Taco Tuesday feature of Cinco de Mayo, quarantined.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, so I'm in Old Town right now. As you can see, I have my mask ready to go if I get too close to anyone.
Yep.
And I'm just going to kind of flip the camera here. So this is a picture of Cafe Coyote, which is one of our preferred partners for Mexican food in Old Town. And you can see, I mean, they have things set up because they're anticipating a rush for Cinco de Mayo. I don't know, I'm gonna walk over here a little bit. So Cinco de Mayo in Old Town typically is like a huge deal. I mean, they will block off the main streets, and there is a bunch of stages set up and vendors, Mexican food everywhere, margaritas, and it's just one of the biggest cultural celebrations in San Diego. So it's really sad to see it so empty today. I'm gonna flip it again.
Yeah.
But Cafe Coyote is kind of like the epicenter of dining on San Diego Avenue, which is this main street right here. You can see the ladies are making fresh handmade tortillas.
Oh,
And
you
they
can't
make
you can't beat a homemade handmade tortilla. Oh, that's I wish I wish we could get that right now. That's, I bet
I'm
it
gonna take
smells
some
good.
home. Yeah. So tonight we're gonna just grill our own carne asada and use the homemade tortillas from here. But they sell them by the half dozen and dozen. But they're so good. They're my guilty pleasure. Every time I come to Old Town and I'm coming here for work or whatever, I'm not planning on eating. I just come here and I'll order one. I think they sell you one for $1, which I think is really expensive for a tortilla, but it's totally worth
it.
the indulgence. So I actually ordered my food from Cafe Coyote, and I kind of want to show you the setup here. They have these Cinco de Mayo packages, so different family packages. And what's cool is Old Town, they're actually going to have like a virtual party today. So I don't know what that means or what that looks like, but it's great because they've done their due diligence and printed out their menus. But I ordered, which is an aggressive order for me because I know I'm going to have a big dinner tonight. An enchilada and a fish taco combination. It comes with rice and beans. So I'll wait for it. I was going to order a margarita, but they said that I have to park in front and they would put the alcohol in the trunk. So they're being very kosher.
Not nearly as fun as actually drinking it.
I know. There are some other restaurants where you can kind of get away with grab and go, and it's not as populated as Old Town is, but you can see here, let me show you. There's another popular restaurant called the Old Town Mexican Cafe, and they're getting ready for the rush. I guess my contact at Cafe Coyote said that they got a huge rush right before lunchtime, and Like it was overwhelming. And now they're getting ready for the second evening rush. But
Okay.
Since I'm in Old Town, I'm going to kind of give you a little tour of what Old Town is. So Old Town is considered the birthplace of California. It's where the first settlement of California happened when the Spaniards came from Mexico to conquer more land. They were moving up the coast, and San Diego was their first settlement in California. That's why it's called the birthplace of California. So that was in the 1820s. And so San Diego has a unique history because we have the Spanish reign, and then you have Mexico's independence from Spain, and then you have the Mexican-American War, which eventually, made this area part of the United States of America, and that wasn't until 1848. So what's cool is that there's a lot of representation of history here.
Sure.
All that sort of history. I'm going to show you one of these buildings, one of the historic buildings.
And what a great place to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, too.
Exactly. A lot of people think that Cinco de Mayo is the independence of Spain, but it's not. It's actually celebration of a war that was won. I'm not too sure exactly what. But what I'm showing you right now, this is the Whaley House. This is a very popular landmark here in Old Town. It was the first brick building in Southern California. Every other building was made out of adobe.
Okay.
And the house was so big that it could be seen from like 20 to 30 miles away.
Wow.
And when it was built, most of the people here were Mexican, and they're very small. I'm 5'7", and the average height of a Mexican man living in San Diego at that time was about 5'2".
Okay.
So you have all these Americans coming from, there's descendants of Europe and, coming from different parts of the world, and showing these Mexicans a new way of life, a new way of architecture. So when this house was built, it was just enormous. And I'll come in here. So what the Whaley House is known for now, it's a museum. You can see how low this knob is. What it was an investor's home. He built it for his family, and he built it big enough to house his general store. Okay. And it was also the San Diego courthouse. So this is the courthouse section, and then upstairs is where his family lived. Mm-hmm. But it's always been known to be a haunted house, and is actually considered one of the most haunted houses and properties in the United States today. Okay. So that's really fun. And the reason... Have you
had any experiences of yourself or?
I have.
Yeah.
I have. So when he built it, he bought this plot of land at a really good price, and the reason being was because this was where the old gallows once stood. So these were all the hangings of the town before that just became not acceptable. So no one wanted to buy the gallows. He bought it, wasn't superstitious at all. He was going to build this masterpiece of a building, and it didn't matter for him. But since day one of them moving in, they've had different things happen. I personally, I've been here, quite a few times inside, and the only thing I've ever experienced was the smell of tobacco. So he was a pipe smoker, and he's known to still dwell here and smoke his pipes. And so you could smell sometimes you could smell his pipe smell. And then also I saw there's an original rocking chair that his wife used to rock all of his 6 children. And I was upstairs, doing the tour of the house, and that chair was definitely rocking, and I was like, there has to be a string or something, and supposedly there isn't, but that was kind of crazy.
That would be a little creepy.
Yeah, I mean, they had to secure these shutters because they would open and close, or they'd be all, banging and disrupting people. They also had to bolt down the windows because they would just randomly open, even when the museum was closed. So
I'm like you. I would be naturally very skeptical of that, but when that happens over and over again to the point where they have to actually bolt the window down, that
exactly.
that says something.
Exactly. So quite a few people died in the property. And my dad used to bring us around here after we'd go to dinner in Old Town, which is just full of Mexican restaurants. He would, we'd just kind of walk around the area, and he'd bring us back here in the courtyard and have us look in the windows. He's like, "Oh my God, I saw someone," and he would totally freak us out that way. But Old Town is such a. Go ahead.
So, Bianca, for people that aren't familiar, how close is San Diego to Mexico?
From here, we're about 20 miles away.
Okay.
Maybe not even 15 to 20 miles away from here. So you can get to the border in about 25 minutes.
And how easy is it to go across the border or to?
Oh, it's so easy.
Okay.
It's so easy. I'm gonna have to excuse. There's some construction going on here. I'm gonna get a little bit further up. So yeah, I mean, if you're going down to Mexico, it's so easy. You just walk through. They just recently, in recent years, have asked for passports, but before you didn't even show your passport. You just like walked in or drove in. On the way back, the border line has a little bit of a wait, which isn't ideal, but what can you do? That's what 9/11 did to us. So before 9/11, it was really easy process to cross back to the United States. But now they just do so many more checks, and it's just a slower process now. And everyone has to have a passport, where before all you needed was an ID, like an American ID. So I thought that was crazy that you can just go to a different country. I mean,
just walk over.
And like not even like an issue. But we go there a lot, and if any of your clients are interested, there is also Tijuana, the border city just south of us, has incredible. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yay. So yeah, the Tijuana, the little town right south of us, has really good food, and they have kind of like a hipster vibe going. A lot of breweries are opening up, and it's a really cool and totally different vibe than San Diego, and it's so close.
Bianca, just lost your video. Yep.
Oh, someone was calling me.
Okay.
But now, oh yeah, and then there's another area that's like just like maybe 2 hours down. That's kind of like the Napa Valley of Mexico. Okay. It's the wine region, which is 2 hours from here, and it's completely different world. They say it's like Napa of what Napa was like in the 70s. So it's super rural, very dusty, kind of still like ranch life, but really, really good restaurants. So some restaurants are like Michelin star. Some incredible chefs from Mexico City have come up to open up restaurants in the it's called Valle de Guadalupe, and you can eat and drink like a king for like a fraction of the price. not to mention you're in a completely different country with a completely different culture, and you're getting all these phenomenal things, and you're so close to San Diego. So I think that's like,
I could see people coming to San Diego. You guys are so good at your microbrews and your beers, and enjoying that, and then going down into Mexico for the wines.
yeah, people do it all the time. And like, you know, a lot of people come to San Diego after coming to LA and stuff, but I'd say just come to San Diego and then go down.
Forget about LA.
Forget about LA. That's my personal opinion. So I just got my food.
Say, having been to both places, I wouldn't disagree.
LA is kind of like, to me, it's chaotic. I mean, there's some beautiful places, but it's really crowded, and just the traffic is just horrible. Yeah. I mean, Santa Monica's great, but just stay in Santa Monica, you know. But I don't know. I love LA. I love visiting there. It's just, I've gone there so many times that, you know, been there, done that. I'll go occasionally if a friend wants to go, or, you know, there's a specific event. So let me show you my food.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're making me hungry.
I know, sorry. Okay, so this is my taco. You can see oh my God, these tortillas are nice and fluffy. This is a corn tortilla. This is really fresh. And then this is a fish taco. And then this is a chicken suiza taco. Suiza tacos, the green sauce, chicken inside.
Okay.
Fish tacos originated just south of our border. So this is like a Baja California staple. And it's battered and fried. It's usually cod, a white fish. And they usually lightly batter it. Let's see how this one is. I haven't gotten a fish taco from here in a long time. So that's a little bit more batter than I would like, but I'm sure it's good.
And then it's so what? There. What else did they put on it? It's just some lettuce and some...
Oh, I'm sorry. It's cabbage and then some white sauce. I don't know what the white sauce is. It's kind of like it's lighter than a tartar sauce.
Okay.
But that's pretty much it. I think that I'm supposed to get beans. I think they're in another. I got a bunch of stuff in here. Oh, look at it. Oh, I get my shot glass necklace for later today.
That's great.
What else did I? Oh, here are the beans.
We should continue this conversation in a couple hours, and it'll be a different.
I know, you'll see a different side of me that I don't know if you're ready to meet, but I'm just joking. I have family. I have kids at home. I have to be on my best behavior.
Yes, I understand.
But so yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I don't know if you have any questions about this area. Old Town's so cool, and I'm so sad that it's not popping off right now because Cinco de Mayo is just so much fun. Another really cool event in Old Town is Dia de los Muertos, which is the couple days after Halloween, and that's the Day of the Dead celebration. And I feel like after that movie Coco came out, that celebration just like finally got a spotlight. And but Old Town has been doing like a procession. They have an old cemetery here that they decorate, and they'll have musicians come out and, you know, and celebrate that. So it's kind of, and all the restaurants have beautiful altars where they have pictures of their deceased loved ones that they honor during that time. So that's a really cool time to be in San Diego and Old Town specifically for that celebration.
Well, thank you for joining us, and thank you for getting us all excited about eating tacos right now.
I'm sorry. I'm like, can we get off the phone now so I could eat, unless you want to watch me just dig into this.
Well, honestly, I would ask you to take a bite, but that's going to be hard holding a phone and trying to eat it.
I know. If I had like someone maybe I can.
You gotta take a bite or taste some of the fish or something.
Can you still see me like this?
Yeah, I can see it. There you go.
All All right. I'll do this for you, Jason, and our viewers for fun.
About food voyeur, right?
Yeah, there are the people. I'm not mad about it as long as I'm the one eating.
Yeah, right. I know. You get to enjoy it.
Okay, so I haven't actually ordered a fish taco from Cafe Coyote. Usually their carnitas are what I love to order, but I thought I'd do something.
When I come out there, you and I are gonna go get carnitas there then, because that's one
Yeah.
of my favorite dishes.
Oh, oh my God,
Carnitas.
you would love the ones here. And then their guacamole is like, and their salsa.
So what's the verdict? I'll let you finish chewing.
You know what? That's really, really good. I'm pleasantly surprised. Their menu is so big. Usually when people have huge menus, you're like, I don't know, can you do everything good? But
Worth it, huh?
I feel like the tortillas are what make Mexican food like I don't know, it's just like the icing on the cake. If you have good fresh tortillas,
Yeah.
changes the game, in my opinion.
We were in I'm trying to remember where I was. It was either Honduras or Mexico. And you're right. Fresh tortillas just made right there in front of you, where they actually press them and then they fry them, which I'm sure is what they just did, are just fantastic. So we ended up buying a tortilla press. So I have one here at home, and I have the rice flour and everything. We did try our hand at making tortillas once. I'm gonna have to do that again.
What better day to do it than Cinco de Mayo?
That's true. Well, Bianca, I'll let you enjoy your lunch there. Thank you for taking the time to say hello again. For those of you
that was fun.
I want to say, for those of you who are my clients or want to be clients of Travel Simplicity, you've got to go out to San Diego. It's absolutely beautiful. There's so many wonderful things to take advantage of. I'd love you to meet my friend Bianca and enjoy some great food and walk around the city.
Yeah, and if you guys keep looking at Jason's YouTube, we have another video of different areas around downtown and around my house that I love sharing this awesome city with people. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, have a good day.